And these are a couple that I thought I found in research. I don't know what specimen. Looks like it was found in specimen. Kind of looked like Artemis, but I don't think it was. They gave the name. So plenty suggest that this is a typical insect, but I'm not 100% confident that it's not one of ours. So my concern is that Tridactyls do have some invertebrate parallels and timeline in regard. So that makes me consider the possibility. I mean, the size tracks too. The possibility that these still could be Tridactyl larvae. And even in the ancient folklore, there definitely seems to be some symbolic parallel between cicada, Tridactyls, and shrimp. So again, what I think what happens in the ancient world is that the animals are the stand-in for the ancestral beings. And if they look alike, or if they have some sort of behavior that is reminiscent of these non-human ancestors, then they become deified. So it looks like we also got Rebirth joining us today. That's cool. Good stuff, good stuff. Since we're on this path of larvae, and since I just did the MUFON lecture, where I did show some other larval evidence, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those again, since it's back on my mind. So, in this image here, I suggest that the ancients were well aware of the four-limbed first tridactyl metamorphosis. And this is one of those Nazca potteries. So we have the tridactylism there. Even the spinal column, I believe I sometimes see in some of the images. Perhaps this one here, we can see a little bit of reflection in the back there. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, gang. Fun stuff, right? And then this one here, which has a part of the genetic disc. If you guys don't know the genetic disc of Columbia, the genetic disc of Columbia is super interesting. I should pull up the whole thing. I know I've pulled it up before. It's now one of my favorite sort of unknown artifacts out there, because it appears to show the metamorphosis of the tridactyls. And this one here on the disc looks very much like the one I found in Louisa, and a sort of passing resemblance to Dragon Lake, where supposedly two tadpole ancestors, and Adam and Eve with tails, appeared. Wild stuff, huh? Hopefully Rebirth has some good water tales for us. I don't know what Fat Jesus has for us, because we missed him the other day. So I'm sure it'll be something interesting. Any other last larval looks before we bring the boys on? Yeah, this here. This, oh, you can see that? Cool. I don't even know how I did that. That was a neat trick. I just dragged it right into the restream. We'll leave this up as we get over to the one and the only. Fat Jesus is going to be coming live from a state unknown. He doesn't want to know his real name. He doesn't want to know his real name. That might be true. That's not what I meant to say. Hey, so check these out. So are those larval insects in the skull of Louisa? Those little gray spots there, or is that remainder? But this looks like furrowing, and this looks like furrowing on the back of Sebastian's neck. So we'll see. Well, here comes Fat Jesus.
Whoa! What's up, everybody? This is Fat Jesus Live coming to you. What's going on? That's right. I don't want anybody to know who I am.
I don't want to know my name.
I'm hiding in the darkness of light. Checking out these UFOs. I don't want the government. The Men in Black are just checking
I
me out.
know. Turns out it's not just the government you have to worry about. It's like the Israeli government.
Yeah, I got my favorite little pup down there. How you doing, Chase?
I see Rebirth is in the waiting room, so maybe we'll bring him on at 6:30. Give you some time to talk a little bit, sir.
That's I mean,
stagger everybody.
We were talking about what we were going to talk about today, and we were like, I guess we're going to wing it.
I'm more of a wing it kind of guy, but I did have my larva pictures I wanted to share, so that was fun.
I see you got some amazing photos today.
Yeah, weren't those wild, huh?
Oh my gosh, you've been really, really going to work on these back and forth. That's amazing.
Yeah, so they pulled some larvae out of a tridactyl, but they're saying they're a particular insect. I don't know if they actually look like that insect. Of course, the images are kind of fuzzy. So I'm still hopeful. The color matches, the size matches. But I'll say this. I probably wouldn't bet they're tridactyls. I'd probably bet they're insects also, but we'll wait and see. They're calling them insects. It's just a little too coincidental. And I suggest, too, that the tridactyls may have invertebrate traits, like being born with eggs. That's not typical. That's like you only find in, like, katydids. So if that's a real thing, that is like a super, super weird, anomalous way of – I mean, can you imagine these things are just they're born pregnant? It's like the Gremlins story. Don't get them wet, Well,
all I know is that if they come out with the insectoids theory, then Transformers is gonna be coming out with their insectoid. Everybody's gonna be jumping on board, and everyone will be.
I just think mantises are just some tridactyl just misidentified.
The crazed world will start jumping on board,
Do you believe I gave a lecture to Florida MUFON?
You did. How did that go? Tell me how that went.
So nice to have.
Everybody wants to know, how did that go? I mean, everybody and their mother wants to know. How is it possible? How do you get a chance to get in front of thousands upon thousands of people around the world on MUFON? That is the most amazing thing.
Well, to be fair, it was Florida MUFON, so I don't know if it went past this.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's big time. That's not. You went from local, preaching the word of God, little church on the prairie, to freaking worldwide MUFON. That's like, come on.
And it's funny because
don't cut yourself short, buddy. That's
I've called MUFON, and I've left my reports for my UFO sightings.
So I was there when you talked to the director of MUFON when we were in Phoenix, Arizona.
Right.
Yeah, and she was there. She was very interested in what you were representing.
And then when I wrote her, she was kind of like, "Oh yeah, well, send me some stuff to tell me about you." I'm like,
she's a busy woman. What do you
like, lady? You freaking asked me.
Yeah, but the thing is that she needs to pull in people, and she's calling them out, and it's very important. You better go to bed.
You ever see this weird? I ever show you this weird? I tried to make a like a suye kind of tridactyl on all fours.
Oh, you're trying to do the Sphinx, aren't you? How dare you?
The Sphinx pose. I say they have a Sphinx pose and they have a satyr pan pose.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Because keep in mind, if my theory is correct, that one, that they're four-limb first developing, and two, when you measure Josephina, her arms are actually longer than her legs, which sort of indicates a part-time bipedal walking around all fours. That's how weird that would look, right?
What do you think Rebirth thinks about it? Is he on right now?
Oh, I was going to give you a little bit more time. He's on. I don't see his camera on yet. So maybe when his camera comes on, that'll be the sign.
Yeah, I mean, I like what's going on with the prints on that tridactyl that you have, the one you just showed. What's going on with that?
The prints?
Yeah,
the model making?
Yeah, the model making with it.
So the model maker goes to the Renaissance Festival every weekend. So basically, he's like, okay, I'm free next weekend, meaning the Ren Fest is finally over. So
yeah, those are pretty long.
Yeah, it's several weeks, right? And so he goes
really
to the costume every, with a different costume every time. So
yeah, some people that are I mean, I'm artists, and that's an artist that made that. Are they have their own booth, and they're not just there to like put on a dress and whatever and just and just show up to be a tourist. They're actually there with a booth, and they're there the whole bunch of weeks, and they're there for the tourist actually.
Yeah, so
taking.
Jesse Malero, I've posted pictures. I should probably, since we're on the show, I should probably go ahead and show some of the pictures of this guy's work.
Of course.
It's really fun. Right now I'm over on my
oh, I don't think you should give away his name and everything like that. If not, everybody's gonna go and get it from him and not from you.
He's just gonna make the mold. I'm probably gonna keep it just like I kept the mold for this. That's the goal. I said, actually, I was making a suggestion that he keep it, but he's saying this will be even easier to make than the heads because I'll just be pouring it in. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to see. Hopefully they don't break. I am the one that said that you should have it in different pieces, just like they did with the Star Trek Enterprise. So.
Well, again, right now it's close to being breakable. The other plastic stuff it's when he first made this, Javier, he took it and bounced it off the floor.
It didn't break?
No, you can't do that with the 3D printing. That's the whole point of making the model. The first one we might try making might be latex.
Gotcha.
And that's going to be really weird. So let's see. Let's see if we can find some cool pictures of it.
Is this him?
Giant tortoise.
Oh, that's you. Man.
Here's my buddy's Taino artifact.
Where did your hair go?
On my back. This is a Taino artifact. Appears to show a tridactyl. This, I think I showed everybody last week. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you did. Well, actually, I saw this on X.
Right, yeah, it matches my proto-language, human language theory of human
now.
Language.
Where did this come from? First of all,
this is particularly someone's theory on an out of Asia theory for Homo sapiens.
This is from a textbook, obviously,
or it's from a report. So someone suggests that Homo sapiens originates here in Eurasia, which is also the exact point where I suggest is the origin of language and the origin of the water serpent mother goddess complex.
Okay. All right.
Here's Jesse.
Oh, there he is. All right.
He made that Godzilla suit. That's kind of appropriate to some of our topics, right?
that's nice.
Here we got some other folks joining us. We got FatJesus saying, thank you for joining us. So you're there twice in spirit. And wishing everyone a blessed day from Crypto Alchemist 369. That's nice of you. Thanks, Crypto Analysis.
Thank you. Appreciate
Alchemist,
that.
I mean. Yeah, so that's Jesse. And there's that Satyr pose I mentioned earlier, right? So we got the Satyr pose, and then we've got the Sphinx pose.
Oh yeah, look at that! It's amazing how the feet, or I couldn't call it feet. We have feet. We can't call those feet. You know what I'm saying? Three toes, I mean, it's got to be something else. We can't call it hooves because they're
Pods?
not hooves.
Could you call them pods? Is that a term?
Yeah, I mean, they got a different form of walking, they're not feet. Like
Pads?
they don't step off like we do, when
Teddy?
yeah, they're just they might, I don't know. They have a way of movement that is so different than ours. It's just very odd, and it's due to their physical and the way that they're made. And now there's people right now listening to are like, oh my god, these things are fake, and how could he just be talking about this like this,
It's weird how people get so upset. It's like, okay, well, just bring me some information then. You can't just say it's fake because
how could he be pushing this
fake because the other guy said it was fake. You know what I mean? It's like there's a series of guys who said it was fake, and everyone keeps saying, well, he said it, and he said it, he said, okay, well.
All right, let me reiterate. Let me reiterate to everybody on here. As of now, as the Peruvian government stands on these are real. They believe they are real. They have dug them up. They have tested them. The only ones that are fake are the ones they confiscated at the airport, which were made by an artist and was made them fake to a millionaire on purpose, not in the way where they did it on purpose, where they were going to steal money from the person. That's why they confiscated them in the first place, because making fakes is against the law. So they confiscated them. Now, I don't know, lost in translation, somehow someone in Reuters wrote something, and the whole world said, oh my god, all of them are fake. No,
you can't
the ones at the university are not fake.
Yeah, and that's why they're at a university.
If you have your ear to the ground like we do, and just like the indigenous Americans have their ear to the ground, listening to the train coming. Okay, the train is coming. The white man is coming. We are listening to the Tridactyls.
Enough, Giorgio Piancetta, I believe is his name, was in the MUFON group, who I believe was just in the Cold Heart Tridactyl documentary, helping to translate. So he actually showed up. I suggested that, did Masan own the two Tridactyls that were shown to the Mexican Congress? He said no, and he gave the Spanish owner's name. So I think he means like Spain.
Yeah.
So possibly there are two Tridactyls in Spain. So that was interesting. At the MUFON lecture was a gentleman who was intimately involved. He wanted to make sure to let people know that they aren't really mummies, and they're not even. We both talked about they might not even be really from Nazca. They might be from the next town over, Palpa, where Leonardo, aka
we were
Mario,
talking about that. We were talking about that.
Might be.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Remember, we were
did we look
tracking
at the map though? I don't think we did.
Yes, we were. We were.
Oh,
we were looking. Remember, we were moving around that whole area, and I was
Palpa?
showing you. Yeah, we were looking through there. I'm like, that's not Nazca. That's north of that. That is too far over to the east. And I was looking at all the cities. I said, dude, this is not Nazca. This is like north of Nazca. This is like barely on the line. But
Rebirth.
Still, it's more in the area. So.
Well, you have 1 minute. Any last words before he comes on, or any intro for him?
Do you know, before he gets on?
Yes.
Do you know why they use the word Nazca for these mummies? Do you know why? Everybody in the chat, do you know why they use the word Nazca? Because Nazca is popular. Why do I use the word Fat Jesus? FatJesusLive. Because the word fat is looked up over 1 million times, billion times around the world. Why do I use the word Jesus in my name? Because over 1 billion times it's looked up around the world. That's why my name is FatJesusLive. Because it's
well, then I picked the wrong name, huh?
Well, I mean, no, I mean, you're making your own way. You're making your own name famous around the world, I mean, you are Ed Casas. That's who you are. You're a serious
I was
person.
thinking this would have been the perfect time to introduce myself with a different name.
So, with that said, I tested the waters with my name. The same thing people do with research when they what is it? Hyman is the guy that came out with the UFOs. He's the one who pinned the name Nazca Mummies and he's the one who led all that stuff. So UFOs and aliens and Nazca
So do you
mummies.
want to introduce Rebirth of the Word?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rebirth of the Word, the historian, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that knows everything about Sumerians and all the legends of the world in the past over the 4,000 years is here to talk to you about everything and anything because you don't know, but he knows. Rebirth of the Word.
What's that?
What's
that? What an intro. Followed by a classic WhatsApp.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing today?
Good.
Yo.
Researching this week.
How do you like that intro, brother?
That was good, man. I'm actually about to clip that.
Start talking.
You'll see it in the next 24 hours. Watch. Nah, but
I got that James Earl Jones voice. Not anymore. Don't clip that one.
Nah, man. I was doing like Fat Jesus was saying earlier. We was talking about what we wanted to talk about earlier today. One of the things that I was running through my head was because y'all was mentioning the 3 fingers and 3 toes or whatever. Is there missing skin between that? Like a web, like web toes and web fingers and stuff?
Are you asking if the toes are webbed?
Yeah.
Where are you in the bathroom?
Yeah,
now?
Where do you go?
Where did you go? Are you in the bathroom?
Yeah. Fat Jesus was saying that he thought he saw some extra skin between the toes of.
You take the camera with you? You know, I want to see where you went.
And then boom,
like,
just like that. It's like magic around here.
So yeah, I mean, we were talking about that that some of them do. Now, this is the thing about the Tridactyls. We believe that the Tridactyls are a hybrid type of beings. Some are different from others.
Yeah,
and there's a reason why.
Primate, man.
There are different, very different types of.
Suye might not have any primate in her. She's just pure.
And
I don't know what.
This is
amphibian, invertebrate, amphibian. Maybe we should pull her up.
Now we're edging over to the part of mythology where we don't know anything about Atlantis. You know, the city of Atlantis is talked about all the time. No, we don't know anything about it because none of us lived there. All we know is these stories about it, and it's so long ago. But yet here we are digging up these beings that are so different from each other. And look at us. We're a society of different humans. There's black, there's white, there's short, there's tall, there's giant humans. There's different types of humans too, with web fingers, and you know, there's different genetics too of human beings. So why wouldn't there be different genetics of Tridactyls?
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Like, I know that the concept of them would be pretty much the same, right? The foundations of them would be the same, right? But why wouldn't it be different species if there's different?
But here's the thing: why are we making the Tridactyls into an Aryan nation? That's the question that we need to ask. Why are we trying to make them into an Aryan nation? Like we're into the idea like, oh, the Tridactyls are only one kind, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes. They can't be different type of people, you know? That's so ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. We're different type of people. And then here we are trying to go backwards in time where only one type of people need to rule the world kind of thing. That's not the way humanity is. And that's not the way we should be. And that's not how it's going to be, because the world is made of different people already.
Well, one of the key differences with Suye, of course, is those spinal eminences coming off the back.
What's that? Explain.
Well, they call them wings, but I don't think that's an accurate term at all. They don't look like any wing I know.
Look at that. These are some
So when you
new
say
looks.
wings, you talking about wings like from birds and stuff, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like any sort of bird, bat, or insect wing.
Now the religious people think this is a demon.
Hold on, I want to look up what the origins of the word wing is.
That's
some people believe this is a demon.
I looked that up recently, the wings, and I can't recall it. Yeah, of course, the demon thing is going to be around. I'm going to say they're partially right. I don't think tridactyls are demons. I think demons are probably tridactyls.
What does the chat think?
But what do
you guys think they are? You know, well, I mean, there is no wrong answer.
Space-time traveler just said yes. Francis Tremblay just said was must have came when you said that earlier. When
I mean,
Rebirth showed
up. There is, like I said before, there is no wrong answer. We are in the precipice of learning about the tridactyls as well. And we don't have like 30 years, 60 years of studies like we do on the elongated heads of the other ancient tribes in Peru that they discovered in the 1900s, 1905, 1920s. So
the Paracas skulls.
Yeah, so they have like 100 years of studies on the Paracas skulls. We're just starting to study the tridactyls, so it takes time to.
So this is why they call this one an insectoid, is because of this lower pelvis, which is why also I suggest these are probably the ant people between those strange appendages and that lower abdomen.
This is what the indigenous Americans were talking about here, the Hopi Indians, Hopi American indigenous. I don't like saying Indians. Indians are from India, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, but it's funny. After working on the Seminole Reservation, guess what they all call each other? Indians.
Yeah, because they deal with tourism, so people are
just saying
Indians. Yeah,
it's not that.
But are we not professionals? So
it's not so apocryphal.
Yeah, I like to use the professional terminology in respect for their indigenous background, not to piss anybody off.
It's nice, but I don't think we have to fetishize it either.
I really love the program.
Look at all the eggs in here.
Anyways, I want to respect the Indians from India, which outnumber the rest of the world by sheer numbers.
A lot of people don't call themselves what we call them, right?
True.
And Indians will probably break themselves down into smaller ethnic groups anyway. Those are groovy looking, huh? Do you see any forms inside?
Look at that.
So yeah, we're just looking at Suye, who's just one of the most dramatic non-humanoid, but still with some humanoid features. Those arms and legs. Oh, what do we got in there? We're going into the egg.
Now, here's the thing with when we call it an egg, but we don't see really a body inside the egg.
It could be a calcified egg mass, I've considered.
I really don't see a body in there.
No, but I have a theory that they're probably polyembryonic anyway, so you're not going to see like one thing.
What that mean? What that mean? I don't even know what that means.
Poly as in many, and embryonic as in like embryos.
Are we talking about a bird?
The eggs might have multiple embryos in them anyway. And this guy says here we got, so yeah, Kata, Bifurca, the two-tailed ones definitely look more like demons even than Suye. Suye's probably
Francis says, I think they are Iggy.
And I agree. And I think Rebirth probably knows a little bit more about that.
Well, what is that?
They are the Sumerian worker beings created by the deities.
Well, see, that's a mystery in itself, because that's what people tend to know, because that's what Zachariah Sitchin says.
Once again.
But Oxford University, and I've already posted this plenty of times, actually in their book, The Literature of Ancient Sumer, it says the Igigi are known as the great gods, and the Anunnaki is a name for just the gods.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've already posted that plenty of times. It's out there. I mean, I don't have to lie about that. But there are texts out there that does counter that and says that the Anunnaki are the great gods. So when it comes to the Igigi and the Anunnaki, it just first of all, the Anunnaki are a group of individuals that are named after one person named An/Anu, and that's where you get Anunnaki from. That doesn't mean that all the people that are those species of the Anunnaki are not they're they're not there's it's just basically saying um under your father's name, right, or your name if you have children, that everybody falls under Casas or Ellington or whatever the case may be, right? So when it comes to the Anunnaki and the Igigi, there's the mainstream idea is that the Igigi are the lower gods, the lesser gods, the least known gods. That's not always portrayed in the text. Sometimes they are known as the great gods, and that's in Oxford University, and that also comes from the electronic text corpus of Sumerian literature. And that comes from also the Oxford Handbook of Cuneiform Culture. So the Gigi are very interesting individuals. I know a lot of people who follow Zachariah Sitch and Billy Carson and all that understand that the Gigi are lesser gods. But in retrospect and honesty and just for clear facts in the matter, that's not always the case. There, it's vice versa. But yes, to keep it simple and short, the Igigi were also the people who or individuals who toiled the earth. Basically, look at it like this, and then Casas, not and Fat Jesus, you'll understand what I'm saying by this. The best leaders we had in the military are the ones that worked and did everything before we did it. We then, as the lower enlisted individuals, started following those great individuals. So basically, a leader led from the front. So the Igigi could have been individuals who were leading from the front to basically terraform, toil the earth.
I have a question for you, Rebirth. Did the Anunnaki believe there was a god above them, like before them? Like there was a one god?
See, nobody really knows about that because it's not really portrayed in that. I would, if I was to look at it from the outside in, the Anunnaki always knew that there was something greater than themselves. And I only know that because of the simple fact that when you look at the Babylonian Enuma Elish, you can see how there is the creation of gods explained in that text, meaning that something created them. We don't know exactly how it was created. We get little symbolism and ideas from the Enuma Elish, but it doesn't say like how the gods created humans, like with clay and blood and so on and so forth. But yeah, they
That
had
is
to,
interesting.
yeah,
I mean, it's like the story of Zeus.
Did you find any etymology on the last part of the word? Because it was a little unclear, so I was leaning into my own folk etymology on the rest of the Anunnaki. Because just by coincidence happens, it has Naki, which is a female version of Nagi, and it also has Ki in it, which is a goddess name. And even the Na sound could be just that small bit could be related to water, salt water.
What artifacts did they find next to these mummies?
The mummies was found with several different types of language, apparently. I mean, I only actually see one language. I see the Vinci script, and I see, we can look at the gold artifacts. I have those in one of the slides. We can go back and check. Yeah,
we should look at the artifacts that they have. They should be presenting those more often because that would tell you, that'd be a piece of the puzzle of not just the type of language that they had, but the art and depictions that they had. Like, did they have pottery? Did they have spoons, knives? Did they have some kind of work with metallurgy?
Well, keep in mind, most of the metal was stolen, so there's not a lot.
There's that. Yeah.
Oops. Let me move this over here.
Where do we get that? Right.
So yeah, I think I saw in the video, if you watch the documentary Tridactyls on Gaia with Terry Jamin, I think he has some of the artifacts. So here, let's look at some of the artifacts here. One almost looks like the perhaps a lightning rod that would be held by a Hindu god. This almost looks like runic letters. I did actually take the time to decipher that. That could say yo. This here looks some sort of Greek artifact like the Gorgoneon, the Gorgon artifact. I suggest there might be steganography in this where you see more than just the benign human face in the center. There may be other faces made up of this imagery. This print here looks very much with the volute eyes, very much like what is something found on the dagger of King Tut. The dagger made from the meteorite has a very similar thing. And these strange gold crosses with some dried fleshy residue on the back of them. So that's
that's interesting to me because this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about when I discuss types of evidence. Okay. If we was to find a mummy that had some type of bipedalism that goes back 8 million years, that has a brain and a whole skeleton set up, right? Mm-hmm. And right, it's sitting in the ground, right? And they know it goes back 8 million years because they tested it, and they find these artifacts with it. Then they'll definitely say, yeah, it's definitely a real species because of these artifacts. Why isn't that same energy applied to these tridactyls? If these items, these artifacts, and this is just the bare minimum that you're showing me, if these artifacts were found with these tridactyls, were the same place they were buried at, this should tell you at bare minimum that these individuals were, one, real, and two, the depictions would show somewhat of what they may have looked like. And I don't understand why that is not enough evidence for people to look more into this stuff, because if this was found anywhere else for proof for anything else, people would jump on it, especially if it had to do with the first oldest Homo sapiens, let alone forget the fact that you found these items with these tridactyls have this same type of energy. If these items, the way they find things in Europe, like if it's not in Europe, they don't care. And I'm starting to see that more and more. If it's not found in Europe, they don't care. And the only time they start caring is when they can use something that shows, see, y'all found this in Mesoamerica, but we're going to tell you, okay, yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's definitely real, but ours is older.
I think there's a certain group of people that get particularly excited when there's some European deep time history.
Bro, it's sickening because look, man, I'm telling you,
I think there's something.
If they would have found these mummies exactly the way they are, if they would have found them in Europe, okay, with all the evidence that you provided from DNA,
it would have been a different, probably
to the scans, and along with these artifacts,
yeah,
bro, they would have been like, this shit is real. You know how much money
in museum already.
Huh?
Holy shit! You're right. We've been in the museum already. This is crazy.
It'll be in the museum.
True,
that's what I'm saying, and that's why I don't understand.
Crack up, though, because it is so true. It's just
I don't understand because anything like I give you a good example. Whenever they find something in Europe that may be older than Africa, everybody's on it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're on it like white on rice. But then you'll go find
like white on rice. That's a funny metaphor.
And but then you'll go find something, but you'll find that there was something older than what they previously known still found in Africa, and then everything is hush hush, everything's swept under the rug. Same thing with the Americas. When you find things in the Americas that's older than what is presumed, and I give a great example. there's arguments that the pyramids in Peru are older than the ones in Egypt. There's arguments for that. There's peer-reviewed articles, scientific studies, all kinds of stuff that says, hey, our pyramids in Peru are older than the ones in Egypt. Okay? So if that's the case, why is there still so much focus on Egypt?
What are they basing on what's older? Are they basing it on the artifacts that they're finding, or are they basing it on the stones or the pyramid blocks themselves? Because I questioned that, because the earth itself is old. You know what I'm saying? Like the blocks themselves being carved out of the earth, obviously it's going to be old. You know, so let's say, for instance, if the continent of Africa came up afterwards, maybe Africa is younger than South America. Then that's the argument there. What if it's a race to I beat you from raising out of the sea, so I'm older than you. I mean,
you did allude to people, wanting to what'd you say, like Aryanize them. It's kind of alluding a little bit to that as well. There's there's a racial guilt out there where they want to demonstrate that it's a superior culture. That's some of the underlyings of it. It's the underlying.
Well, it's also tourism too. You know, like
that's
Peru wants to attract everybody to come over. It's like, don't go to Egypt, come to us.
But see, this is the thing. That has always been known a thing, though. They've known about the pyramids in Peru for just as long as, probably longer than they've known about the ones in Egypt. The only reason why is the tourism, like you said. Everything outside of those pyramids and all those historical sites in Egypt, they say there's really not much else there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why would you want to go to Egypt anyways? I mean, it's nothing but desert.
But to say that is kind of crazy, just because of the historical backings of it. And I don't know why some people say that, but it's just interesting to me because, like I said, look, I've read enough information out there that there's always possibilities for stuff out there, right? No matter what it is. And I can tell you from my personal experience, we know the Tridactyls are real because we have actual hard evidence of one. Right, like there's no denying that you have a body. I mean, this is even
not just one.
If we was watching First 48 right now, or any crime documentary right now, the first question they're going to ask is, "Do you have a body?"
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we have a body.
No crime.
We got one. We got one.
No body, no crime. Right. Basically. Right. But we have a crime out here, which is that the people don't want to focus on the idea that there are actually Tridactyls out there. Now, a lot of people will say that these are mutilated humans. These are animals stitched together.
Still saying that on YouTube, I see.
No, and ours are not inside pyramids.
Okay,
either.
But if that's fine, let's say they are. But like I said last time, I've had enough X-ray scans on my body to know what it looks like on X-ray. I can tell.
Oh, look, it's Miss Anthrop.
I've had
Do you know who that is?
No,
guys?
who's that?
So she's actually the radiologist who is perpetrating this tale that they are mutilated human remains. That's
okay. So this is a perfect.
That's your person right there.
This is a perfect question for that individual. They're mutilated human remains. Can you provide anything else on this planet, a picture that looks exactly like these Nazca lines that are mutilated versus the ones that we have at Nazca? I want to see side by side pictures. I don't want to hear somebody say from a professional standpoint, those are mutilated and I don't have it to compare it to.
Well, she's saying that too, keep in mind that she's suggesting that Suye we just looked at is mutilated remains. She's suggesting that Josephina, which is 2 feet tall with the furcula and stomach ribs of Gastralia, is mutilated human remains with a dual occipital brain case. So to paint now, if I would maybe even say she is an expert, I would say if she said Maria specifically was their focus, I believe was one of them. Okay, that's fine, but you can't paint all these specimens with their mutilated human remains. Let's
get to the bottom of it. What is that individual's definition of mutilate and what is your definition. So tell me what is your idea of what mutilate is. We'll go to the definition and see which word does it apply to. Because we like a lot of times we get hit with using words. We hear a word and we'll apply our own definition.
Mutilated is the key word.
That's what I'm saying. So we got to find it. That's what I'm saying. We got to find it.
Is the key word. So here's
that, and see, this is why it's good for you to say what you have said. So this anthropic individual, you said that's not the right word. I don't think it's the right word either, and I'll tell you why. Because when you go to look up the etymological definition of mutilate, is basically a disfigure. So anything that has a disfigure. So anything can be a mutilation or mutilated. I want to know what's the best word that they're trying to use, because when they say mutilate, what are you saying?
Also, that Jesus had talked earlier how one thing is said. So Wawita, the little one, is agreed upon by the hands-on researchers that she was in fact mutilated. So what they're also running with, that initial fact, we'll call it a fact, but they're taking that fact, and again, now they're painting all the specimens.
And so they're picking one instance.
Again, I don't think mutilate's the key word.
Well, let me ask you. So
human is the key word. This thing isn't human. And again, another one of my own personal discoveries is the parietal pineal gland, which is only found in lampreys and monitor lizards. So they can't do this. They're doing it. This is why I don't trust them. And it's also when they talk about the human remains, they're appealing to this emotional bank. And I even think that they're so good at this emotional cry out that people watch their videos. They don't note that they've barely made any scientific points. And they leave with the emotional baggage like, oh, my God, these are criminals who are engaged in illicit activities. How are they more egregious? See, this is the type of.
The comments are good. I like it because this is how you can separate their emotions from if they truly understand what they're saying. So my question was, and they still haven't answered it, what is their definition of mutilated? I want to know what their definition is, because throwing out comments without answering that question, you can't have a conversation without understanding. You said you don't think mutilated is the right word. I agree with you. I don't think it's the right word. And then my next follow-up question, because I'll give this person an opportunity to think longer and better for what kind of answer they're going to look for. Okay, they are mutilated. Does that take away that this is not a strange species, a group of species that are like this? Right? What do you mean by, and it goes all the way back to mutilate. So they say surgically alter to achieve a narrative. Okay, what narrative do you think they're trying to achieve? And where is that evidence that you can show us? And that, you got to remember, one of the first questions was, can you provide a side-by-side picture? So if you said surgically altered, then I need to see a surgically altered, because I've had surgery. I'm using my personal experience. I've had surgery. I've seen people get blown up and get their fingers and toes and legs and arms and shit like that cut off. So I've seen all that. So I know what it looks like, and I've seen it under X-ray views. So me comparing what I've seen personally and what I've seen in these tridactyls, I don't see how these are mutilated in the sense of you can't tell where they cut something off at. Right. The first of all, the fingers and the toes all look very, very identical on both sides. So,
and keep in mind, the other question, each one of her opinions, there's a Dr. Fung who has opposite opinions.
Yeah, but see, they just said that there's nothing about the little ones. Nothing human about the little ones. See, then that's
me.
Another
I
question.
said that.
No, that's what I'm saying. It said right here that nothing human about the little ones.
Yeah, that's me. I wrote that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I was going to ask you is,
or 3%. There's 3% human.
What is a human? Because most anthropologists, from what I understand, when they consider a human, it goes back to bipedalism, walking on two legs. That was the beginning of our humanism. I guess
they're going with an Occam spork theory that clearly someone cut off 2 digits. What they can't explain is how these desiccated corpses were able to take in extra phalanges, as in the case of, I believe, Montserrat. How they don't offer any evidence. And their own witness, Dr. Proctor, when asked, do you see any evidence of cutting or not really? And Dr. Proctor said, not really.
So there is some, but they can't really tell what the.
And at the same time, they were using a low, forgive my terminology, a low quality image of the X-ray when they could have just gone to the scans and turned up the intensity, or again, whatever the term is. She's a professional radiologist, but so's Dr. Fong.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask him. You know, and I say this all the time. One of the biggest things that people tend to do is, first of all, before they even try to start their argument, 9 times out of 10, most people are going to try to throw out their credentials. I'm a PhD representative. I'm an anthropologist. I'm this, I'm that. And that's fine. You know, throw it out there because you want people to understand where your level of intelligence comes from. But now this is where I come into understanding. You can have 2 people who have a PhD who are in the same field, took the same class, took the same teacher and everything at the same school. And they're going to have 2 different arguments about things, no matter what. So for that person to say they're a professional radiologist and you have somebody that's a professional radiologist and those 2 people don't say the same
I say it purposely just to cancel each other out.
Yeah, like, just to cancel each other out. So now where's the next argument?
Let me tune in on this real quick. And this is going to be very difficult for Miss Anthrop. Miss Anthrop, you say post-mortem, a mummy that is dried up the way it is, dried up for 1,000 years, post-mortem would fall apart if they tried to cut a mummy of that type. If it was like a person, a human being that is intact, wet, I guess, with its human bones, yeah, you could cut through it. But if it was dried up, brittle, impossible to cut. I mean, literally impossible. I mean, to have that type of knowledge, I mean, we talked to a couple of professionals, taxidermists, and they said no. It would be absolutely impossible to cut through something like that, and it would be obvious. The cut would be absolutely obvious, and it would not ever look like something like that afterwards. Even in the scans that we showed, it would never be post-mortem. Not like that. This happened 1,000 years ago. If it was cut 1,000 years ago. And, and that's pretty much it.
Going back to your thing about credentials, it's like, sure, okay, so there are some medical professionals that say they see
but then you're gonna have to ask yourself this, Miss Anthrop. What surgical tools, what stainless steel surgical tools did they have 1,000 years ago to cut that precise?
Now, see, this is what, and I'm glad you answered that, because this is where I like to come into using organic things and using ideas. So for that argument, I'm going to give this person let's just go off that subject for 2 seconds. Let's see if they type it in. It shouldn't take that long. Type in, hurry up. Type in Miss Anthrop. We're going to give you 10 more seconds. I'm going to answer this question for you.
Unless there's a time traveler.
No, I got you. I'm going to answer that question perfectly.
Is there a time traveler that went backwards in time with a surgical tools? Jack the Ripper went back then and then said, hey, I'm going to pull a joke on everybody. I'm going to cut people's fingers and I'm going to make them 3 fingers. And then in the future, I'm just going to laugh my ass off and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to see it all. You know, and Jack the Ripper is in our time right now, just watching us argue about this right now. He's laughing.
Look. So they're not answering. So I'm going to tell you the only thing that comes close, or even anything that actually
look at this.
Obsidian. Actually, here,
right back.
Let me share her links to be fair.
Huh?
Let me share her links to be fair.
Okay, so I want to wait till Fat Jesus comes back because I want him to hear what I'm about to say.
So going back to what you were saying about about the credentials.
I let my dog out.
So we're saying that the doctor says he sees manipulation, yet I also suggest that a first-year vet student can also note that there is no manipulation.
No, so I'm going to answer that question. All right, so look, obsidian is actually better used than a surgical knife or whatever they call it.
There you go.
So what's the sharpest thing that they've had? They didn't need to have steel back then. All they had to have was obsidian. That's better for actually surgery. That's something that I actually just read recently, about maybe 2 or 3 months ago, when I was reading about ancient times and the medical usage, that medical technologies that they had in the past. So obsidian is actually much cleaner and easier to use. The problem is that you can't reuse it like you can with, you know, the products that they use, with the metal products that they use today. So actually, just to answer your question, Fat Jesus, it would have to be obsidian. But that means that these individuals had to do two things. One, they would have to use those 3 fingers in a way to be able to make that obsidian knife. 2, they had to have that knowledge to be able to do that. So that just gave that person, Miss Anthrope, just gave more evidence to these individuals being intelligent and tool-wise with that comment that they just said. Literally, I promise you, because obsidian is literally the number one tool.
Now here's the other thing. And in anthropology, we look at that, and just like the Paracas skulls, the Paracas skulls were being studied for about 100 years now.
That's true.
We look at that as a form of worshiping to a deity. So if they saw something with 3 fingers and 3 toes in front of them, and they decided to worship something of some type of deity with 3 fingers, 3 toes, and they revered something. Maybe it came from space, maybe it appeared, maybe it lived before human beings, maybe it was on Earth before. They saw something, so they started to cut themselves after they died. They may have cut themselves, and they say, we want our dead to travel into the heavens.
Man, you know what? You just struck some curiosity in me. So humans have thumbs. We have thumbs. We know that. Yeah, I remember I've been talking about Dolores Cannon a lot. And then in her books from her past life regressions with individuals, she's always talked about individuals that had thumbs. You guys keep talking about how they're hybrids. Okay. What about, and I'm just asking a question, what about when they started going from, you know, whatever they were back then, tridactyl type back then, to the hybrids? Some of them was like, well, we want to look like our ancestors and cut.
Well, that was probably Wawita. What the hands?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I was just asking the question on that. But I can tell you that Miss Anthro,
that's what evidence appears. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It could be the emulation that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That there's evidence, and this is my whole point about this, is that Miss Anthrope is over here saying stuff like their hands are non-functional. Well, she made the comment that said that they were mutilated. She also didn't disagree with you guys saying that this, if it had to happen, it had to happen thousands and thousands of years ago. Now, this is my question. They may have been
you disagree with her. I kind of agree with her with the non-functional of the hand, because whenever I try to grab something myself, I can't grab anything.
That's why I said they had to have the know-how to do that. If they only had 3 fingers, okay, even if they only had a thumb, what is actually mutilated?
But I'm human.
That's one of my.
I can't grab anything with these 3 fingers because I'm human.
But you can't.
But if they're not human,
you're 1% tridactyl.
Now, this is the thing. This is what I'm saying, is that, okay, if they're mutilated,
maybe we're trying to humanize them.
What was mutilated about them, and how much mutilation are we talking about, right? Because are you talking about the whole body's mutilated, or are you just saying there's certain things about it?
They tend to focus on the hands and feet of Maria and Montserrat is their 2.
But that's fine, and that's fine. But my point still stands.
I believe that the humans have a fallacy. They try to humanize everything. They try to humanize God. They say he is God. Who is he? He is a guy, and we are guys. So we want every woman to follow us, and we're the gods. So that's what I think. Every human being has a fallacy, and they go around saying, you know, everything has to be just like us. It seems like we're the gods throughout the whole universe. We're the only thing alive in the whole universe in comparison to any human thought, because we have not found a single alien in the whole universe, or we perceive that there's no aliens in the universe because none has visited us, or we haven't found any. So we think we're the only ones in the whole known universe. Billions of light years, billions of planets. There's tons of Earth planets out there, by the way, and we're thinking God only made us, because we're so stuck on with a Christian religion that we have a God that just made humans on this one planet. So we're stuck with that thought that there are no other beings anywhere else. And that's just the most idiotic thing in the world. It just baffles my mind that we have this single-minded thought that there's nothing else out there. And that's what's keeping us from thinking that there could have been other beings on this planet before humans. Humans, we're not the only ones here. There were probably other beings before us that evolved before us, and then they just left. They no longer are here. And then we came along. And that's what I believe. I mean, my father believed that. He imparted that with me before he passed away. So, well, I mean, I think these tridactyls are proof of that. And people can't believe that. They don't want to believe that, because they want to believe that these things are human. That's where my argument is at. Go ahead, Rebirth.
I was just gonna say, man, you know, like look, bro, I when I hear the word human, I just want to know everybody's definition of what a human is, because I don't even know what it is to be human, or what is a human. You know, when you look at scientifically, the anthropology way, the academic way, they say it starts with bipedalism. You know,
and tool making, because remember we talked about how that's where they decided to give us a new genus, just
or tool making,
it's so tool making. It's so hard to decipher these tridactyls in its early stages that we don't even know beyond this point, because we're within the 20-year period. We're not even in the 100-year period. We're in the 20-year period of discovering them. We still, and these are just looters, honestly, that are finding these tridactyls. We need boots on the ground and archaeologists, the real deal guys, you know, just digging them up.
They always say animal too, but they're never specific. Although
with the artifacts.
Recently that Stephen Brown, the philosopher, said that Suye was a parrot.
That was good Lord. Yeah, but we need the artifacts. These are
the ones too that they suggest a llama skull was involved.
Yeah.
A llama, of course, but they're llamas.
I think it looks like a llama. Look at that. That thing looks like a llama. We're missing the back part of it for the 4 legs. Look at that. That looks like doesn't that look like a llama, everybody? It's gonna spit like a llama too. Look, watch it move like a llama.
Yeah, so she's saying that these are animal, human. I don't know about the plant, whatever. I don't know.
But humans I don't
recognize the human parts, to be honest.
I feel like a wrestler, guys. I need to yell like a wrestler. You know, it's just I just want to belt one out.
Macho Man, Jesus Christ.
Like, it's a llama. It's a llama.
Well, again, the animal thing is terrible, because they never specify what particular animal bone. It's just another one of those hand waves.
Be careful, it may spit on you when you turn its head.
So anyway, I was just moving in so we could get a better look at Josephina's, a sort of dual occipital rear region of the skull here.
I have a question for everybody on here. Would you prefer to visit Egypt and deal with a camel, the smelly camel, or deal with a llama inside Peru?
Camel.
I like the llama better.
Actually, I think I like camels better. That you mentioned it.
No way. They have to put perfume on the camels when you go visit them. You know that, right? They put it on the humps. Whereas
I don't know. Is anyone checking out these links of hers? I'm not opening them.
I opened up the link.
I don't take that person serious, and the only reason why I don't take that person serious, and it's not for nothing. It's just because it's always a question saying stuff like, "Well, they're mutilated." Okay, all right. So what? They're mutilated. My understanding of a mutilation is it could be some cut off fingers or toes. I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
but does that take away? Does that take away that these aren't strange individuals? How do you explain the head? How do you explain?
Of course, the other thing they can't explain is the robust marine style earbuds.
I'm talking about from the basic. I'm just say keep it simple. Stupid. I'm stupid in this field. I don't have the degree behind it like you do and like that person does. So when I ask simple questions like, okay, it's mutilated. What do you mean is mutilated? I know what mutilation is, and I can tell you that mutilation can be anything, right? But does that take away from these species? Tell me about the unknown DNA that's not found. Can you tell me about that? Can you fill in the blanks for that? Can you tell me about the 3D scans? You're a radiologist, meaning that you see these type of scans all the time in your lifetime. Does this not look strange to you? Does this not look like something that's not supposed to be of this time frame? If it's not, then I don't understand your expertise. And to sit up here and to say here,
I mean, they're not human, that's for sure.
And whether they're human or not human, what is your main argument about this that you don't like? What is your main argument? Are you saying that they're fake? Are you saying
that's what she's saying? She's saying they're fake.
Fake.
That's what she's saying.
Fake individuals. That's what she's saying. So now my next question
that they're hoaxes.
You know? Specifically, the little ones are arts and craft projects.
Okay.
So
let's
my give her the other images then. So but the 3D recons are cool.
Okay, so this person says the DNA is misinterpreted. Are you a geneticist to know that?
I mean,
how do you? These are.
Here's the thing, guy. Here's the thing. AI is one thing. You know, people can make AI these days, and it's amazing. But to make an actual mummy and dry up a mummy and then cut into a mummy is like the most incredible thing in the world. Like I have never ever heard of anybody killing a mummy. I mean, I don't know, is there a kiln that big? I mean, has anybody seen a kiln that big before that can dry up
is that what they're using to dry out a kiln?
I get, a kiln. It has to be a clay kiln. Like,
it
has to be a massive kiln to dry out.
Right, but the little ones aren't that big. You would just have to put them in a pizza oven, I suppose.
I guess,
right?
But no, the bigger ones must be a massive kiln or something, you know, to dry out something like that. I mean, imagine that. They have to go through all that length just to make, and then there's over 13 bodies, and then even now they have 30 bodies. Right now, they have 30 bodies over at the universities, but they haven't even done the scans with the other rest of the bodies. And she's only going off on the bodies that they already have the scans on. She's not even going over the bodies that they're coming in with. And she's only talking about right now. She's not even focused on what we do. We do this as a profession, and we already know about the other bodies that have just came in. And she has no idea about those.
Well, that's the other problem as well, is that, again, part of their hand waving. If I came to them with one finger bone and said, I have an alien species, they would laugh me away.
See, but this is the type.
They can cite one missing finger bone to dismiss.
Misanthrop says you can mummify a body in Peru in 1 month.
That's what I was. This is where the challenge comes in.
They sent all of this stuff. They sent it in. The what do they call the laboratories? They weren't in Peru only. The laboratories were all over the world. They checked the dating in the laboratories, and they came back significantly over 1,000 years old. They didn't use like some kind of like, oh, this is a fake laboratory and this is another fake laboratory. I mean, they did the carbon dating on these, and it wasn't just the skin. They also did the carbon dating inside the bones. So I don't know what the argument is about this.
That's what I'm saying is that's what I don't understand is that if they have DNA, they have the dating. What more evidence do you need? Like at this point, what more evidence? Well, nothing makes sense. And that's why there's a whole freaking honest study on this, right? Like there's a study on it because I can tell you, like I said, it's okay to feel like something may not add up, but just to sit, first of all, this Miss Anthro person is just as curious in this stuff as you guys, probably more curious in it because she's sitting.
She wants it to, obviously she wants it to be true because she's doing her research on it.
Yeah, to see,
and she feels like
and these are the
more
questions,
of a hoax.
Yeah, these are the type of things that she has questions, and so these are the this is where I feel like my expertise comes in when I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to teach somebody something that's facts. Okay, they're mutilated. She says they're mutilated. She says that that the DNA is misinterpreted. Okay, provide not.
You're right back.
Don't tell somebody to go to your YouTube channel and watch this, that, and the third. Okay, that's not going to help your argument in no case. Nobody cares about going to anybody's YouTube channel to see their argument. While we're live right now, provide documentation that shows that they're incorrect, because for one, they have peer-reviewed articles. Okay, anybody that knows, if she has a college degree in anything, she knows that a peer-reviewed article is literally something not to play around with. So for her to say they misinterpreted the DNA, I need to see what was actually misinterpreted. Point out what was misinterpreted. Show me. Bring up something and says, line this was misinterpreted, line that was misinterpreted, this was interpreted, shouldn't have said this or should have said that. I want to know what I want them to break it down. Like, oh yes, there are, Miss Anthro, there are definitely peer-reviewed articles.
It's the journal that is in question now. At least that's the shade.
Oh, you mean the dental one?
Go ahead, Rebirth.
No, there's peer-reviewed articles on the on these mummified.
There's at least one, but I think that I'm aware of, but there might be two, but the journal is in question by the.
First of all, see, this is the thing. The journal doesn't matter. If it's peer-reviewed article, if it's peer-reviewed by other individuals, it's peer-reviewed. You don't need a science journal to sit here and say it's a peer-reviewed article. That's where the misconception comes in, is that everybody has to say, well, you know, Harvard has to peer review. No, they don't, because they won't peer review every single article out there. Matter of fact, I'll give you some peer-reviewed articles. I'll give you some, Miss Anthro, since you can't do your own due diligence. That's crazy that you have so much argument and you didn't know that they had peer-reviewed articles on this. That's crazy. That's actually sad.
Yeah. She say no, there aren't.
Oh, yes, there are. There are plenty of them. Matter of fact, you can go oh, yes, you can. ResearchGate.net has one from May 16th, 2025. Guide for the study of the Nazca. Oh, you need an account for it, of course, like always. Let's see. Yep.
So, and there's also, she says that their team is in the process of writing one themselves, which will be interesting. There's also 6 new DNA studies coming out. In fact, including what I understand may be one of the younger ones, one of the little ones. Not the little ones, but the little hybrids. So we'll have to say.
Yeah, here we go. They got another one from ResearchGate, review of the scientific methodology applied to the Nazca Tridactyls specimens. Here, I'll put it on there so she can do her due diligence. Wow, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's so crazy that shit, I can't put it on here. I have to put it in a private chat and you can put it in there. because I'm not about to log into my YouTube. But that's crazy for somebody to sit here and say all that, and they didn't know that they had that they didn't have
the point. The point is that it exists. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I even know that, and I'm not even. I mean, they literally, bro. Listen,
there are references to it, and if people really want to research it, here's the problem, and this is from an anthropology point of view. If a person really wants it to be a hoax, that's what they're going to look for, bro. At that point of view, and they will do everything they can just to get that point of view, and they will not look for any other point of view, and that's what they're going to focus on, and they will find everything they can just to negate every other possibility, and the people that they get are they're going to prove their point.
No, listen. I'm about to do something really good. I'm about to email this person, and I think Ed should too, because I just sent it to him in a private chat.
I don't think you can convince her at all.
No, it's not about convincing. It's just crazy that people have so many arguments, and that you didn't know that they had peer-reviewed. Listen, I'm looking at a peer-reviewed article right now from Germany. Okay, Heinrich Heine University, Dusseldorf, Germany. Okay. They literally have a review of the scientific methodology.
There's going to be more of them.
Nazca Tridactyl. Go click on private chat. Pull it up on your computer right now. You can see it. It literally is a peer-reviewed article. It talks about the macroscopic analysis with magnification, image analysis using software. It talks about the tomographic imaging, CT scans, the X-rays, the biometric analysis, and including anthropometric methods with craniometric points and cephalometric angles, tissues density. They talking about it talks about all this stuff. So
Anthrop is just a matter of time. It's just not, we're not going to try and prove things.
They talking about the DNA, bro. They're talking about the DNA.
It takes time for all of this to get out and for universities to study it. And there's going to be boots on the ground, and there's going to be a hub placed at the university over there, and then they're going to be digging it up themselves. The government themselves are pretty much pushing these people out of the way that are looting these graves and everything like that, and they call it the Nazca, the Nazca mummies. In reality, they're not even in Nazca. These are further up north than usual. And remember, the Nazca areas are run by the Japanese universities, and the other universities like Germany and all the other countries are coming in, and they're going to be putting a hub in there, and they're going to be putting in their money, and they're going to be having nice stuff. The university is going to have these nice stuff. I'm going to sound like Trump now. They're going to have some nice stuff, and they're going to have all these nice things.
Got all the best Tridactyls.
They're going to have the best things. They're going to have all these awesome, amazing things.
Listen, man. Look. Y'all already know. I love arguing with people. You guys already know that. I love arguing with people because people, for some odd reason, and I don't know why they do this, they feel like that they have the answers to everything, and they're just missing a piece of information that I feel like they're missing. There are literally, when I mentioned that there are peer-reviewed articles on this, and they said, no, there isn't. That lets me know that they're only looking for stuff for their narrative. They're only looking for enough information for their narrative, because all you have to do is literally type in Google peer-reviewed articles on the Tridactyls, and they're going to come up. Okay. The articles are going to come up. And if for that person to also say that the DNA is misinterpreted, what about the DNA that was analyzed by the Germans that wrote this peer-reviewed article? Are you telling me everybody that does a DNA analysis on this shit is wrong? They're all saying the same exact thing, and you're telling me that they're wrong. So now what? I need Miss Anthro.
No, she's saying that every professional with a degree, with a 4-year, 6-year, 7, 8-year degree is wrong. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying is that because
I'm willing to say there's going to be differences of opinions.
No, it's not about a difference of opinion. It's about facts and evidence. And the fact is that one, they do have peer-reviewed articles on this, and two, in those peer-reviewed articles, they talk about the most important things: DNA, the CT scans, the MRIs, the biometric, all this stuff they literally talk about. in that peer-reviewed article, the one that I looked at, and it's in Germany. This is in Germany.
I'll tell you this. This is one thing that we're not associated with. We're not associated with Jamie Masson, with the UFOs and the aliens and stuff like that. He may have advertised it and made Tridactyls famous.
Masson derangement syndrome.
Yeah. I mean, he may coin the word Nazca mummies, which they're not even Nazca mummies. They're not in Nazca, but he used the word
Nazca. Desecrated beings.
Yeah. He used the word Nazca because everybody knows the Nazca lines. It's famous around the world. Nazca lines. So, he pretty much put them on the map, when people didn't know that the mummies even existed. And Nazca mummies were around for a while, as she knows too.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point, bro. Is that I don't care about feelings. I don't care if you believe me or you believe this or not. The point is that when it comes to evidence, first of all, there are peer-reviewed articles on there, not from Peru, from Germany at that. Okay, all right. There's literally they talk about the DNA and all this other stuff, and they specifically talk about the Nazca Tridactyls. What more evidence do you need? I understand that she feels like they're mutilated. Okay, they might have some fingers and toes cut off. We've actually discussed that in the past in other episodes where I have actually asked, could they have cut off their toes and their fingers? Could they have did certain things? And the discussion always went towards, okay, well, they could have probably been trying to mimic something, which is very true.
If the U.S. government comes out today,
emulation,
and they come out with a picture or a video of an actual tridactyl, a live tridactyl being, and that they had one, because this is the disclosure event, if they had a real live one and it was like a clone or whatever it is and stuff like that, and they just freaking came out with it, would you believe it?
No, people still wouldn't believe it. You know why people
wouldn't believe it? She wouldn't believe it.
Fuck no, they wouldn't, bro.
No, she wouldn't. I don't think she would believe it. She would be skeptical.
You know why?
She's already skeptical about the Tridactyls. She would be skeptical about the U.S. government coming out with a video.
That's why I posted that comic of motivated institutional blindness. People are going in not believing, and it's hard to once you've made up your mind that's what that is.
Would I now you guys got to ask me the question? Would I believe it? I would believe it. I would believe it 100%. If the U.S. government came out with a video right now and came out with freaking aliens that look like Tridactyls, hell yeah, I would go, oh my God, that is 100%. That is true. That is factual. And hell yeah, in your face, everybody. Then I would say a bunch of F-bombs, and then I'll be like, let's do it, baby. But it hasn't come out
I'm reminded
yet,
of George Carlin, who says, I never believe anything the government says.
I would go freaking ballistic. I would go nuts. I would be like, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Then what would happen? Then what would happen after that? What would be?
What would happen? We'd be on tour
right now.
We will be on tour on MUFON, like he already did. He already presented at MUFON just recently. And he'll be on tour around the world, and they already asked him to go around the world and shit. Like, it's just crazy. Professor Ed Casas is already traveling and on speaking arrangements and everything like that. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, Professor Ed Casas. We're not supposed to talk about that. But anyways, let's not talk about it. But the thing is that if the United States government came out with it,
so much potential, I'm so disappointed.
No. I mean, no. Everybody has their opinions, and it's okay. It's okay. Everyone has their opinions.
I ran,
but it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. And when they meet, they're gonna realize they're wrong, and then they're gonna be quiet, and then they will fizz out. completely out of existence because whatever they said, it would just be muted completely, and whatever we say, it's going to be on top.
No,
like everything else in life.
Look, man. Like I said, it goes back to me for what more evidence do you need? Okay, I understand that they're mutilated. Okay,
that's right,
I'm not even going to argue that. I'm not even going to argue that. Okay, well, I'm going to go with their idea. They're mutilated. Okay, they're still fucking strange to me. Like to the T, they are still strange to me. The elongated heads,
Let's do a
the
giveaway.
larva. Okay, yeah, it's time for the giveaway. The long legs, the slim hands, and all that. Like, come on, man. Like, at one point, do you say, okay, look, I'm just because obviously she believes in this. Because if she didn't, she wouldn't sit up here listening.
Yeah, I know she wouldn't give it that much attention. She wants to believe in it. She wants to believe in it, but she puts so much time and effort to.
If you're calling the little ones plaster of Paris and animal bones, it's just what animals.
But look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. They have the bodies where they look compact when they're dried up. But if they were not dried up, they actually expand. Like they can elongate.
Yeah,
themselves.
they'd look like chunky little monkeys. Hey, let's go ahead and roll. I got 12.
But the thing is that they can actually at will expand themselves.
That's probably true too. Yeah, there might be hydrostatic mechanics. Exactly.
Because of the ribs. The ribs are just so.
Let's go ahead and roll. We got 12 D20s, or excuse me, D100s.
Not like ours. We can't do that.
First number, 68. Do we have a 68? 68 was called last week. 69. 69 already won. 61 already won. 51. 51 already won. 54 already won.
Let's go.
28 already won. 97 already won.
What do you get? What do you get? Who's gonna get the next?
This is what is this? 1 and 10. That's 1-0. That's actually 10. 10 already won. 74. 74. Jared Didway. I could have sworn Jared already won, but unless his name is highlighted somewhere else, I'm surprised if he hasn't won yet. That's interesting. All right, Jared Didway is our winner this week. Let's just look at that list real quick. Make sure.
Congratulations!
I thought he already won. Yeah, see, look, there's already a Jared that won. I think he already won.
Again?
Well, I don't know. There might be 2 Jareds.
You need to do a better job. You need to start crossing them out and just make the list smaller.
We're getting there. That was the one confusing one. There's really not a lot of people left. Here's Jared Didway again. Let me go ahead and see. He got multiple numbers.
What's going on with this
That's
list?
The problem. Is that some people had multiple chances. Like Lloyd's got a couple chances.
We're going to get a winner, everybody. Hang in there. We're going to get a winner.
Chances.
There's a chance. That's good. You got a chance. This is better than dating. You actually have a chance. Who won?
So, of course, the skulls are going to be depicted as bound.
Just pick somebody that didn't win. Just grab one name.
No, I think there's 2 Jareds.
Oh, there is?
There was 2
Jared! You won, baby!
There's 2 different Jareds.
Yeah, Jared!
So we'll see.
You got yourself a skull, baby!
When are you going to paint yours?
Yeah, I love my. What do you want me to paint it? Like an indigenous American and put some red in it, you know?
It looked like on the Ross Coulthard video that, like, was it Josephina? She looked red. It looked like she was matching some of the depictions on the ceramics. Weird.
I'm just ecstatic, man. I'm glad somebody won something. So.
Yeah. So what else can we say?
Does Miss Anthrop get a chance to win something?
Well, unfortunately, your name would have had to have been on the list already, and we're just through people. I don't want to take people's chances away.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously, it gets a better chance of winning as we go on. You know. So, you know, the next. I don't know what we're going to do. The next competition. Will the next competition be a full body, and we'll just give away one at the end?
The
of
whole
the
body.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I want to have the whole body.
Well, it all depends if she's good. Why would she want a fake alien head? You can go to the local bong store for that.
Why not?
She doesn't want a fake alien head with its dual parietal pineal complex, dual photoreceptors. Who would want that?
I mean, don't worry. We'll give yours away to somebody that wants it.
Yeah,
well-deserving person.
You can see the high density.
She'll come around. She'll come around. We'll get her to come around.
Maybe the 6 DNA tests that come in will be
life-changing
for people.
We'll get her to come around eventually.
So what else do you want to talk about tonight, gentlemen?
You know what? If they're alive today, if they're flying around in alien UFOs, I'll just, if they come and visit me, I'll just give them her address.
No, so tell me what is it that she believes in then?
I don't know. She just believes in humans. That's all she believes.
That's fine. I mean, shit. Does she not believe in dogs and cats and everything else?
Yeah. That's all she believes.
Do you have any pets, Rebirth?
Yeah, I got a pit bull.
Oh, just like mine? Mine is like a mix. I have a mix.
He's like 12 years old too. He old.
He's an old dog.
Yep, he getting up there in age, man. He getting up there.
What's the town like you live in, Rebirth?
Yeah, it's pretty active. It's pretty active.
You have a favorite restaurant in town?
Nah, not really. I don't really like eating out, man, too much, man. I feel like it's a waste of money because I don't. It's not that the food isn't good. It's just they charge way too much for what little that you get now. I remember back in the days you used to get a full plate of stuff. Nowadays, you're lucky if you even get that.
Got to go down to Mexico, bro. It's cheaper.
Friday lunch. That's like my try to do once a week. Friday lunch.
The food is cheaper down in the south of the border, is what I heard. So down in southern Texas, they're lucky to have cheaper food. They don't complain. They don't complain about how much food is in
the weird anomalous part of the Josephina there. What are we looking at?
I'm in Virginia, guys. In Virginia, everything is expensive.
Do you have a favorite restaurant by you?
We have a lot of mom and pops restaurant. They favor mom and pops than over corporate restaurants.
But do you personally, do you have a place you like to go?
My home, Clean Eats. I order from Clean Eats. They make food without preservatives, so I eat healthy foods. So I go and pick up the food. In fact, I have to go pick up on Tuesday my meals. And you pick them out online and go pick them up, and then I bring them home. And pretty much, I lose weight. I used to be 500 pounds.
I don't know what. I'm sorry, I don't know what she's referring
lost
to.
200. Oh no, we were talking about her earlier. So,
well, that's Mrs. Anthrope. I'm sure she's even more.
We appreciate you chiming in, Miss Anthrope. Thank you so much for coming into the stream and chiming in with us and everything like that. Appreciate that. Thank you. It's good to have you. How is Fort Lauderdale down there, by the way, Professor?
Well, I kind of stay away from the city now. I'm in the northwest suburbs, so.
Oh yeah, I heard you have Mai Tai.
I'm closer to the Everglades than I am.
Hey, how far are you from Coral Castle?
The beach. Well, that might be a bit of a ride. That might be hour and 15, hour and a half.
That's a bit of a ride, man. That ain't over a bit of a ride. Damn, easy. Nah, I say that because I'm actually going to go there in probably the next couple of weeks.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
you two should go. You two should do a live stream.
I heard they're funny about cameras there. I don't know if they changed things. Just so you know.
They are?
That's what I heard, but that just could be rumors. So.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, he has his secret spy.
I wear my
camera.
Fucking meta glasses. I don't give a shit. I'd be mad as hell if I can't go in there and take any pictures. What kind of shit would that be? I won't go there.
They might just get weird if you try doing like podcasting stuff. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about podcasting. I'm talking about taking regular pictures, bro.
You should be okay.
Oh, I was about to say, because I ain't about to go nowhere I can't take no pictures. Bro.
You guys can still do a live.
There's also down there is wildlife outposts, which is pretty cool. We used to go there with the scouts. They got bears and reptiles and poisonous snakes. And guy down there used to make me projectile points out of the bottoms of glass bottles.
How about this? I come down south and I drop off my car over at Rebirth, and then I travel down with Rebirth down to Fort Lauderdale.
We can do that.
Idea.
We could do that. We can do that instead of doing it in North Carolina.
You know, it's true. You know, I was going to tell you guys, remember we were planning on doing a trip, and I'm like, man, I don't know. Something's telling me I shouldn't go. And then sure enough, I got a bunch of citations from the city, and I had to schedule and pay for a garage. I got to schedule and pay for a screen house coming down, and I'm not getting any assistance from anybody else. So I had like weird instinct that something was coming.
Oh yeah, all the time.
It's only because it's only like 7 hours from me.
But if you guys come down here, I'd probably be a lot more cool, you know.
We need to do the camping thing, Rebirth. We need to start doing the camping thing.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, because South Florida is perfect for that, man. So
Peace River is another cool place for fossil hunting. That's another thing.
We're gonna ride right down there to
Rebirth has a big ass camping tent, like it's a cabin tent.
Sick.
It's massive. So yeah, and then a canoe. What the hell? No, you could rent those. You could rent a canoe.
Yeah, you don't want to bring your own all the time, but it's
you could
to have.
If you want to rent a canoe, that's great. I mean, in Florida, you could rent all that stuff if you have the time to do it. Yeah, I don't think we'll have the time to do mostly anything. I want to hike. I want to start a stream with hiking and everything. I have the hiking sticks and everything. I got my hiking.
You want to go up in elevation, huh?
No. I mean, hiking could be anywhere. It could be flat or it could be anywhere. You know. I prefer to work on Florida first and then work my way up. Then Florida's perfect for me right now.
Elevation wise, yeah, the heat might kill you.
I don't care. It's fine. I drink water all the time.
Yeah, one of the things I
have a Camelback.
You can't really carry as much water as you need.
I have a Camelback
in the military, right?
Mm-hmm. So
you can't carry all the water you need.
Camelback.
It's still not enough.
Oh, really? Tip on it.
So what else is happening? I guess we're waiting for, again, those 6 DNA studies.
When are we planning this Florida trip?
Guess that's up to Rebirth, huh?
That's up to y'all.
I mean, I'm here. Already.
Yeah.
That's up to y'all.
We'll call it a trip.
Like I said, I'm gonna be taking.
We're gonna drag the chat with us. We're gonna bring everybody with us. That's what.
Yeah, we'll all have to have like phones and iPods or something. I mean, phones.
We're gonna have our groupies. We have the whole world with us.
I'm ready whenever y'all are. I'm telling y'all, I'm in about, let's see, was it March, April, May, June, July? About 5 more months. That's when I'm going to be up in my traveling, where I'm going to start traveling to different states, like a lot more.
Oh, so it's time to start spreading out, huh?
Yeah, because once a year, starting next year. Once a year,
but
I'm
look at that
outside of the country.
The gas prices are double now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man. They used to, man. I went to fill up.
Well,
my
if you guys do come down, we got to go to the Maikai, of course. So you don't like going out, but you have to go out to eat this one time.
Yeah, man. We'll do the Maikai. Yeah, they do the dancing over there,
and you got to do the show. Yeah, it's like
the hula dance.
It's anthropology for tourists.
I bring my hat.
Yeah, bring your hat. Bring your adventure hat. Although they usually don't let people wear it on the floor, the show floor. Guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up because I feel like it's that time for me. I'm losing juice.
Well, at least everybody knows what we're going to be doing and what our plans are and what we're and
Yeah,
that we're not just
fun.
we're just not just a podcast, but we're also
Coral
boots on the ground as well.
Peace River could be fun. The Everglades, of course.
Well, Rebirth
St.
just
Augustine, the
did
Keys, Key West.
Rebirth just did a couple of podcasts or shows in his town and outside of his town. He just did a couple of them in his state. So, and he also wrote a book as well. Check out his book on Amazon.com.
Heck yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Check out my book. Right
Yeah,
here.
right there. If Tyrone Ellington is Journey Through the Origins of History, go ahead and buy his book on Amazon.com, please. And it is a very good book. It was number 1 bestseller. So, and also Professor Ed Casa is also writing a book, but it's not done yet or finished.
I put that on the back burner.
Well, he's busy writing a comic thing.
No, I'm writing an RPG, a role-playing game.
Yeah, he is.
Which I'm pretty much done.
Guys, we need to encourage Professor Ed Casas to write his Tridactyls book. So
I don't know if anybody's interested out there in the universe who wants to play a Dungeons and Dragons in outer space. I even put down at the bottom here different times. You can't even see it, I guess. Maybe if I make it smaller. It says when you play your day, either weekend afternoons or weekday evenings. So if anybody's interested.
And I am writing a book, and none of Rebirth and Professor Casa doesn't know that I am writing a book on the little people in South America.
Oh, how fun!
From my travels.
You might as well. Hey, I thought of one possibility, which might get me into the book writing, is I just write a book for children, and that would maybe make me happier. Tridactyls for kids.
Well, I was thinking I could do the same thing too with the little people.
Yeah, that's what made me think about it. Yeah. Little people for kids.
Yeah,
I know so many cool artists out there too now.
It's kind of like a horror story for kids.
I had the guy who did the larva art and the suye art for me. I don't know if you guys remember that. I had like a depiction of suye made. It's like hunched over a fish. He donated a monster for my game book. He donated the black hole whale, and it's a space whale that can eat up solar systems.
Not going to be a really nice book because these little people are not the nicest.
With the kids' book, it's all about the artists. You got to find a great artist. There's so many good artists.
Yeah, I need to. My children, one of my children, they are an artist. So
perfect.
I'm trying to, but they said I'm not that great, and
no, that's what every artist says, right?
Yeah. So I'm trying.
What about you, really Rebirth? Hard. You do any other arts and hobbies or anything?
Not really. Not much really. I just started a playlist on my YouTube channel. Because I realized that when I go to some of these places, I really can't talk about them because sometimes I just be driving and finding them and I don't know too much about it. So what I decided to do was just do a video of it, right? Take pictures of it, do videos. When I bought this program called Suno.com, it's basically a program where you can make music, right?
Yeah.
They basically type in what I've learned. Like I go do my due diligence,
and then it makes a song, right?
And I make a song out of it. So I make songs out of places that I visit, and actually it's catching on. I'm getting a lot of feedback from it, saying, "Yo, I really like this."
Man, combine that too with when you make like the mannequins come to life.
I want to hear it.
I have
you can make videos now too. Take those videos of things coming to life.
I made a whole music video using Grok and Suno.
I want to hear your music. Ding 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 ding.
It's pretty cool. I like sharing stuff, and like all this stuff to me is just a passion. It's just fun to me. It's not a business to me. I don't need to make money from it. I don't need to sit here and try to make anybody.
I don't need to make money, but I don't like spending on my t-shirt store.
No. What I mean by that is that when I say I don't need to make money off of it, is that's not my goal. When I feel like once you start mixing it in, it becomes okay. Now I got to start.
Then pushing am I a merchant or am I a researcher?
Yeah, exactly. So if people want to support me, I tell people I have a GoFundMe. My website has everything that I have on there. I mean, shit, you can go to my accounts and see where you can find anything that you want from me on there. I mean, I only do this because it's fun to me. Like, I buy all the equipment, the cameras, the computers, the PC, the soundboards, and all this stuff. It's just because I'm bored. I'm gonna be up from it's 9 p.m. now. I'm gonna be up from now till about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Holy
and all
crap.
I'm gonna do is just make videos and read, and that's it.
I'm gonna be sleeping from like 10 to 7.
There's this guy that advertised his AI music. He was making it online live, and it caught on viral that he made this music, and he went like this.
Did you see the guy doing the PetSmart one?
He has over 100 million views on that video and follows, and he's making like $30,000 a month just off of that alone.
There's a guy who made a song about PetSmart. He's like, is it PetSmart or PetSmart? Is it PetSmart? I want to know. And he breaks into his crazy music about PetSmart.
And here we are talking about we're talking about something serious with Tridactyls, and we're not making anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And here you have somebody PetSmart.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing wrong, man? What are we doing wrong? You know, my name is Fat Jesus. Fat Jesus. Can we make this viral? Fat Jesus. Right. I mean, I yelled a couple of times. Maybe you guys can make that viral. Maybe we can make a couple of $1,000 off of that, and then you could fund our trips all over the world. That'd be fantastic. Good Lord. You know how much the plane traveled now that gas prices are up? It's probably $2,000 now.
Any last words?
Nah.
You already said a good one.
That's just a terrible thing to say.
All right, thank you.
Are you inviting death? Any last words?
Final thoughts.
Any last words? The Undertaker's here.
If an asteroid hits tonight, which one of these last words to be there?
Thank you very much, everybody. This is Professor Ed Casa and Rebirth and Fat Jesus Live.
I got Casas.